Okay, so today I'm going to rebuild a team that has some of the best kits in the world. That team is the Italian team Venezia. You know, whether it's the kits, whether the fact they play in Venice, a beautiful city, this team is dying for a rebuild. So today it's going to be our job to transform this team into the best team in the world. Now, in saying that, we're off to a rough start because real life Venezia this year got relegated from Serie A, so they finished in 19th, I believe. So that means in season 1, we start in Serie B, so the second division in Italy. So yeah, this is going to be a started from the bottom rebuild. And this team needs a lot of work. I mean, a lot of work. Now, in saying that, we have been presented with an opportunity here, a very special opportunity, and that involves Neymar. Now, apparently Neymar was just released from Santos, so now he's a free agent, and I'm hearing rumors that he likes the city of Venice, and he wouldn't mind playing for Venezia, and we could potentially sign him for only 17 to 27,000 per week. Now, actually, I'm not sure if we can actually afford that, but we're gonna try though. We can't pass up an opportunity to sign Neymar to start this rebuild. I can't pass this up. And you see our budget though, 4 million. It's not a lot. Okay, crucial squad role, 1 year. I kind of want 2 years though. Neymar, do you want to be here for 2 years? Do you want to commit your future here? 2-year contract, and he does accept that. Okay, so 2-year contract for Neymar. Now he wants 30,000 per week. You know what? I think we can do that. So Neymar is now going to be a Venezia player, and he's going to help us start this rebuild. He gets another chance in Europe, and he also gets to play in a beautiful, beautiful city. So our Venezia rebuild has now truly begun. And yeah, this is going to be the start of a long journey here. But Neymar is the first official signing. All right, so next thing we got to fix is this formation. I am not playing with, what is this, a 5-3-2? I am not playing that. So at least to start this rebuild, I'm going to play a 3-5-2 formation. You know, it fits kind of the Italian 3 at the back theme, but I do like this formation a lot. It gives you 2 strikers, 2 wingers, and now Neymar is going to slot into that cam spot. So that's a pretty good player in the middle. That's a pretty good player. You know, surrounded by like mid to low 70s. So once again, there's a lot of work to do here. And the issue is we're not a very rich club yet. After Neymar, we only have 2 million left in the budget. I mean, I have built a short list of players, you know, high potential young players to really, you know, feel the future of this team, be the future of the team. But even a lot of these guys are probably too expensive right now, you know, just a little bit too expensive. So it's going to be a challenge. So currently that's our best team. And our goal in season 1 is definitely to get promoted. Like maybe Neymar can carry us there, although I'm not sure. I think if we make one more signing in this first window, I feel like it must be a center back. He's, you know, that's probably the weak point in this team. So the question is, can we even afford a center back? That's the question. All right, so we're going to try to loan in this guy. So Finn, is it Yelch? Maybe that's how you say that. Now he's 70 overall. He's 17, German center back. He does look pretty good. Like he looks like one for the future, honestly. So we got a 1-year loan accepted. Now it's up to him to whether he wants to come to Venezia or not. So hopefully he says yes. And that could be a pretty good pickup for season 1. And okay, cutscene. It looks like Yelch has accepted the loan move. Okay, so we got a center back in. All right, that's good. That's gonna help our defense a lot this year. All right, so he's gonna become a starter, and I feel like that's probably all we can do in season 1, honestly, or at least the first window. I feel like there's a chance this team can get promoted. I feel like definitely we can, you know, fight for maybe a playoff spot at least. And once again, can Neymar carry this team to promotion? I guess we'll see. So we're gonna simulate to January and see how our first 6 months at Venezia, how we do. Halfway point of the year, we are going to be sitting in, okay, where is the league table at? Oh, we're still in the Coppa Italia, but in Serie B, we're going to be sitting in 6th. Okay, that's not too bad. Now, we're 16 points off automatic promotion, so I guess that's actually bad. So we're not probably going to finish 1st or 2nd. It's going to be maybe playoffs to get promotion, man. All right, stat-wise, it's going to be Neymar with 12 and 3, who he's actually injured. Oh, man, that's just so typical Neymar, huh? Now, he's going to be back in 2 weeks, but Neymar is currently injured, man. That's so unfortunate. All right, though, I'm not sure we have enough money to do anything in January. Yeah, we only have 1 million in the budget, so I feel like we can't do much. It feels like we're stuck with this team for at least year 1. We can't make any new signings. So I guess year 1, we just have to hope that we can do something in the playoffs, you know, this team can get into actual playoff spot first. Because currently our hands are tied with the budget. We just can't do much. So 6th in January, let's get to the end of the season, I guess, and see if we can make actually a playoff spot. All right, so end of season 1, at least the regular season here. With Venezia, we are going to finish in 7th place in year 1. Now, honestly, I wasn't sure if this was actually a playoff spot or not, but it turns out it is a playoff spot. So year 1 we made the playoffs, I would say that's a win. Coppa Italia, we are obviously not in it, but all right, so year 1, it's gonna be playoffs for us. Stat-wise, Neymar had 13 and 7. Now we have a bunch of players on loan this year. They're not gonna be back next year, so that's gonna be a challenge to replace these guys, but they had good years like Maric, Zerbin scoring 10 and 8. Now we're also gonna get players back like Raimundo. He's actually out on loan. He's gonna come back next year. He's a good striker, so I think he'll be a big part of the rebuild. But okay, so we are playoff bound here. Can this team get promotion year 1? I mean, overall, it's not looking too bad, but I don't really know about our chances. I don't know. Bro, why are the Serie B playoffs like so far into June? Like, why is it June 3rd? That's like so far into the late, you know, final month of the year, but okay. So quarterfinals is going to be Spezia. I believe it's only 1 leg. I only see 1 game. So I'm assuming it's just 1 leg. All right, first we got to replace this guy though. Is it going to be promotion year 1? We got to get by Spezia first. This is going to be a 2-1 Venezia win. Yes, Neymar scores 1, Buzio scores 1. Okay, so playoff semifinals now, I believe. All right, so now we have Monza in the playoff semis. Our team is fully fit. That center back Conde's back. Come on, boys. Playoff final. It's at home. It is going to be a 2-2 draw. Okay, is this 2 legs? I'm confused. It might have been 2 legs actually. Okay, yeah, it was. Okay, so we got a second leg here. But first leg was 2-2. So basically Hero decided, can we reach a playoff final? I can't even look. It's gonna be, no, we're gonna lose to Monza in year 1. So we're gonna get knocked out in the playoff semifinals. Oh man, Fila scored twice, but that isn't gonna be it for season 1. All right, that sucks. But you know what? The fact we got the playoffs, I'm not too mad at that. So eventually, Bari got promoted to Serie A. Now I think we have stuff to build on from this year. I think we have stuff to build on. The squad is gonna be so depleted for next year. But man, Sampdoria and Palermo finished on 88 and 91 points. Look how far away they are from 3rd. That is insane. So once again, year 1, you know, stuff to build on. But we knew this was gonna be a long journey, a long challenge for us. All right, so year 2 begins. You know, I bet Neymar to himself is thinking like, what am I doing here? He's not getting any younger, so we got to try and accelerate this, this rebuild, this timeline. Now for year 2, we are going to have in the budget, okay, 10 million. That is better than I expected. Okay, that's nice. Okay, so I can definitely work with that. 10 million to spend here. All right, so year 2, there have been 2 sales so far. We sold Radu and we also sold Buzio. No, I didn't want to sell Buzio, but he wanted to leave. You know, he wanted to go play for a better team, I guess. So, you know, it makes sense. But we generated about like 13 million right there. So in the budget now, we have about 20 million, which that could be very useful here. So I'm going to try to bring in young players to build around an older Neymar. I think that's got to be the plan here. All right, so we do need a new winger on the team. So I was thinking about Jesus Rodriguez here. He's 19 years old, can play right mid, left mid. He's got good pace, good dribbling. You know, he looks like a solid player, especially one for the future. So for about 7 to 5 million, this is not too bad of a deal. So first signing of season 2 is going to be Jesus Rodriguez. That is it's definitely one for the future of this team. All right, so that's going to strengthen our wing here. So what else do we need? Probably another center back because Yelch, his loan finished. And I feel like also I want a new keeper too. Something like keeper, center back, and maybe a new striker. Let's see what we can do. Now, for the keeper spot, I do like this guy. He's got 4 names: Rome, Jaden, Owusu, Aduro. Now, he's 21 years old, 73 overall. He's got potential, and we can get him for like 7 million. I mean, at 21 years old, he could really be the keeper for us throughout this entire rebuild. You know, I see potential in Oduro. So we're going to offer about 7 million to him as well, and they are going to accept that. All right, so we got a young winger locked up. Now we should have our, you know, keeper for the future locked up too. These are 2 very important signings for the future of Venezia, and he is going to accept the contract. Okay, we have a new keeper now. Oduro, welcome to Venezia. All right, so I think probably a center back is more important. So let's see if we can find a center back who's young with potential to maybe be our 3rd and final signing of the window. Problem is we only have 4 million to do it now, so the money has gone pretty dry here. Now I like the way this guy looks. Tobias Ramirez Cardoso, the Argentinian center back. He's 18 years old, 7 overall. Now he's got good pace, and he definitely looks like he could be good for the future. 89 sprint speed is very nice, actually. All right, could we make this deal happen? Or do we have enough money for it? Could I offer anyone a swap deal? Actually, let's see. I know Alfred Duncan is retiring, so I can't offer him. What if I offered Zvetico? Is that his name? Svetico plus like maybe like 1.7 million. Let's try that. Seems like it might not be a horrible deal. And okay, they accept that. They just want a 1% sell-on clause. You know what? That's a deal because the Cardoso definitely has way more potential. He's 18 years old. All right, so this is going to be 3 young players brought in that could all be, you know, starters in our future. If we ever get to a Champions League final, these players could be starting that team. That's how good they are. So I am definitely cool with that. Okay, his manager has a kid on and he's bald. Great. All right, let's give him the same wage we gave to the last guy. So 15,000 per week, and Cardoso is going to accept it. He is now a Venezia player. So that's pretty much all the money gone. And now I think a center back though, a keeper and a left mid is pretty good window. You know, I'm hoping by end of year 2, these guys can be like mid 70s. You know, that'd be nice growth out of them. And okay, I think this team is now ready for season 2. Now I think since we have like no money and we also have no European football, we're gonna skip January and jump right to the end of the season here. All right, so end of season 2 here with Venezia now. I would like playoff skin, so let's see where we finished. Venezia are going to finish, and okay, we actually won Serie B. So this team doesn't even need the playoffs. We are going straight to Serie A, winning the Serie B title. That's beautiful. But okay, promotion, it feels so nice to finally be back in Serie A. Now stat-wise, okay, Antonio Raimondo scored 20 goals. Daniel Fila scored 18. Neymar pulling through with 13 and 9, so that's pretty good to see. You know, new signing Rodriguez 7 and 4 is pretty good from the right mid spot. And I think growth-wise, the squad is looking a lot better. Cardoso 75, Rodriguez 76, even Aduro 77. I think we're seeing like our core Venezia team forming here. We got Aduro, Fila, Rodriguez, Raimondo, and probably Cardoso. You know, all players under 23 years old or 22 years old. So this is the future of the team right here. Alongside an aging Neymar, which is still holding on. And hey, Neymar's now led Venezia back to Serie A. The question is, can he lead them to even more? All right, so year 3, season 3 begins. It's so nice to be back in Serie A. And our goal this year, I think, is to avoid relegation at all costs. That's our main goal. I want to stay in Serie A, and I think that's a possible goal for us. Now, this year we have 60 million to spend, so it's not too bad. It's not too much money though. It's just how do we ensure this team remains safe and, you know, avoids relegation this year? Oh man, we have so many contracts to extend here. So okay, we're gonna do the main players here, and hopefully we have money left over because yeah, these are a lot of contracts. And what sucks is we're in Serie A, and now the wages are so much higher. This is gonna be tough. This right here is the problem with promotion clubs. All right, so we resend our captain on 15K a week, but like I can't really sign anyone else. It's too much money. Like everyone is demanding wages almost like 4 times what they currently have. So I think we can afford to let some of these guys go. I don't think we're gonna re-sign them. So I think that's the only player we're gonna offer a new contract to. Next year the contracts don't look too bad, so I think we'll be fine for probably, you know, another season. But yeah, wages are gonna be an issue here pretty soon, a big issue. Even just re-signing our captain, that brings us down to 15 million. So we gotta be smart here. Now I think I would like probably a new right mid, and I think also either a mid or a center back. I think our scoring numbers look great with these two strikers, Neymar, Rodriguez on the left. So I think a right mid, center back, and midfielder. Let's see what we can do here. All right, so we got 2 loan deals in the works. We have Vitor Rice from Man City and also Ben Doak from Atletico Madrid. Now we're gonna go half on the wages, so we're gonna pay, you know, 23,000 probably of Ben Doak's wages, and then Vitor Rice probably like 30K. I think both these guys will be so big for our season, so I think I'd be willing to pay those wages, you know, for a loan deal. That would be 2 big upgrades. So let's see if they actually accept the loan moves now. Do they want to come play Venezia for a season? This might ensure our survival, and it looks like at least 1 is accepted, and that is going to be the former Liverpool winger Ben Doak. All right, so we have brought him in, and also okay, Vitor Rice also comes in too, so both loan deals accepted. All right, that's a lot of wages, but I feel like it's worth it for players of that overall. You know, our money's not crazy right now, so I think we're just trying to survive in Serie A, just survive. So Rice goes in the team, and then Ben Doak's gonna go on the right mid spot. Okay, that's a solid upgrade without actually spending any actual, you know, transfer fee money. I think next it's got to be probably a midfielder if we can afford one, which those loan moves have brought our budget down to 12 million. That's not too bad. What is that, like 3 million spent to bring those guys in? That's not bad. All right, so for the CDM spot, what about Danilo Cataldi from Lazio? Now his contract expiring in a year, and I feel like Lazio, they might want to move on from him. You know, he's 31 years old. He's getting on the later side, but that's the kind of experience that could help us stay in Serie A. So I feel like for maybe around 8 to 6 million, this could be the CDM we're looking for if we can get a deal though. I don't want to spend too much on a 31-year-old player, so let's try and go for like 5.7 to start maybe. Come on, Lazio, give me a deal. 5.7, and they're going to say yes to that. Okay, 5.7 for it would be our highest rated midfielder, I think. You know what? I don't think that's bad business. And I mean, 31's not too bad. He's definitely not going to drop an overall too quick. So I feel like for at least 2 or 3 years, he could be one of our best midfielders. So let's go for, you know, a little lower wages. Go for that. Does Cataldi want to come play for Venezia? Yes, he does. We have a new CDM now. All right, I'm liking our business so far this year. I'm liking it. All right, so Cataldi's going to slot in, and we have like 4 million left. So I'm not sure if we could do much with that. I might try and find something, but I think the team is starting to take shape here. I like the way we look. All right, so I think with the rest of our money, I might try and sign this guy, Jorthi Mokio from Ajax. Now he's a center back to play left mid or left back in CDM. Now he'll only be like 3 million, but I know he's got potential, so why not bring him in now? You know, maybe develop him for a year or two, then see if he can maybe take over a starting spot. So if we can get it done, this will probably be our last deal of season 3. So let's try like 2.5 million to start. Ajax are gonna want, okay, 2.5 million plus a 2% selling clause. You know what? I'm gonna accept that. And I feel like I'm making some great deals right now. All right, he wants a 5-year contract. He can definitely be a starting center back in a few years, I think. So I like the move. Let's offer him like maybe 18,000 per week. Mokio, do you want to be an Ajax player? Yes, he does. Another signing signed up. And 2.5 million. It said he was worth like maybe 3.6. So I think that was a steal right there. Now with that though, we have like no money left. So that's going to be our last signing of season 3. Definitely want to throw Mokio on the bench though. He's definitely going to be, I want him to grow this year. So I would say our team is not looking too bad. It's not too deep on the bench, but I mean, we don't have much money, so we can't do much about that. Once again, the goal is this year is to just survive. I'm not sure we're going to reach any, you know, European qualification or anything, you know, finishing top 10. No, so yeah, no, I'm going to make Neymar the captain. I feel like it's time. He's been here for 2 years. Neymar is now the captain of Venezia. And okay, let's see what this team can do in season 3. All right, so we're going to stop in January here and see how we're doing in our first year back in Serie A. So if we check, we are currently sitting in 12th. Okay, you know what? That is actually really good. Okay, we're only, what, 6 points off the bottom, so I guess we're not that safe, but I was kind of thinking worse, so I think 12th I'm happy with. We are, what, we're like 8 points off 8th, you know, 9 points off 7th, so we're kind of far away from any European spot, but so far, operation, just avoid relegation. You know, it seems to be going well so far. Stat-wise for us, Neymar has 9 and 3 out of playing in Serie A, so his stats are going better. Raimondo 6, Rodriguez 3 and 5, Estanio 3 and 1. You know, players are adjusting to the higher level of competition. I'm seeing it. Now, growth-wise, I'm seeing Cardozo 77. I'm seeing Rodriguez 78. Raimondo 80. So players are growing. Duro 80. Yeah, players are definitely growing here. So I see a bright future for this team. It's just, it's definitely going to take a couple years for us. So we have like, what, 2 million in budget? Yeah, we can't do much with that. So let's get to just now the end of the season and see if our Venezia squad can survive Serie A. You know, just complete the job. Just final 6 months here. Neymar, lead this team to safety. Now, it's funny. We're so bad that we're going to reveal our league position by going down in the table rather than going up. But okay, season 3 Venezia are going to finish in 12th. Okay, so we survived. Now it's kind of the same spot we were just in, so we actually didn't move anywhere from January to end of the year, so I guess that's consistent if not anything. And we end up finishing 14 points above relegation, so I would say that is a successful first year in Serie A in year 3. And AC Milan only lost 1 game all year, so that's going to be maybe a tough team to dethrone, but a 12th place, I'll take it. Coppa Italia is going to go to Inter Milan. Champions League will go to Arsenal over Liverpool. All right, so stat-wise, Neymar 17 and 5, Raimondo 10 goals, Rodriguez 6 and 10. You know, it's kind of funny. The guy with the most experience experience in top leagues. Neymar definitely, was the best player this year for us. I think everyone else is going to need some time to adjust to playing in a tougher division, but growth-wise, the team looks great. Oduro 82, Cardoso 79, Rodriguez 80, Raimondo 81. Mokio's up 71, so that's good too. All right, though, year 3, we survive in Serie A. I think now, though, it's time to figure out how to get this team now to thrive in Serie A. All right, so season 4 officially begins now. Now, what sucks is we lost Rice and Doak from their loan deal, so they're gone, and our bench is pretty depleted. Like, these are all the players we have. We have no reserves here. That is a small issue for us, a very small issue. Now, budget this year is going to be about 20 million, so better than last year, but still not a crazy amount for us. And man, I'm starting to think, Raimondo is worth like 60 million, Rodriguez 56 million now. Like, at some point, we might have to cash in on one of these guys to really, raise our transfer funds, because man, like 60 million for Raimondo, that would be a lot of money to use. I'm not sure it's quite time for that yet, though. I would say, though, we need replacements for Doak and Rice at center back and right mid, I think. And then past that, just any upgrade we can make, probably for maybe another center back. We'll see. All right, so I think I found my 2 targets for this window. So the first one's going to be a new right mid, left mid, and that is Justin Lerma from Lens in France. Now, he seems like the perfect, wide midfielder for 3-5-2. He's got defending stats, good pace. He definitely has potential too at 19 years old, so I feel like it might be, worth it to buy him right now. So let's see if we can get an offer, a deal accepted here. Let's go 9.5 million to start, and they're going to want, they want Cataldi +5, and I'm not doing that. All right, let's just go straight 10 million for Lerma, and they are going to, they're going to walk away from that. Are you kidding me? You're going to walk away? Bro, I'll be right back in a week. Okay, let's try 11.5 million for Lerma. Some more healthy offer, and they're going to, okay, they're going to accept that. We were like $1 million off, and he walked away. Is that weird, or is that just good negotiating tactics? Did I just get scammed? All right, though, kind of like Rodriguez, I think Lerma could really, develop into our starting right mid or left mid. They probably could switch, but I think he's the future of our wing. So it's kind of a lot of money to spend right now, but I feel comfortable doing it. So with that, Justin Lerma is going to be a Venezia player, and our wing is now locked down. So I think Rodriguez can go to the right, and then Lerma is going to become our left mid. We're probably going to do that. All right, so I think I would like probably a center back next if we can afford a better one. That 73 rating, worries me. That's definitely a relegation type center back there. So now I found some older center backs here. We have Elizondo, Marcao, and also Unai Nunez. Now the problem is after signing Lerma, we only have 8 million left, so we got to be smart here. I think the best option might be Elizondo just because he's cheaper. So let's try him. I mean, this would definitely be like a 1 to 2 year signing, not really a long-term signing, but it might be worth it. We're going to start with maybe, oh man, this is cutting it close though. Okay, let's start with maybe like 6 million. Let's do that. Elizondo, they're going to want Altare in a swap deal now. And that's kind of interesting. That's kind of interesting here. You know what? Elizondo would become our best center back on paper. So I think I am going to do this deal. It's a tough one, but we're going to do it. Just to make sure, Altare 74 rated at 28 years old. Yeah, I feel like that's a good swap for us, honestly. Altare is not going to grow that much, where Elizondo could help us a lot this year. So I believe I'm okay with that. Let's get the wages done though. So 3-year contract, no release clause. Now let's see if we can get him for like maybe 35K a week. Elizondo, do you want to come probably finish your career in a beautiful city of Venice? He is going to say yes to signing for Venezia. All right, that's a big center back signing right there for us. Obviously I'd like to sign someone younger, someone a little bit better, but the money right now is really just not quite allowing that yet. All right, so that looks okay for a center back pairing. I think we have like no real money left for a signing, so I think the rest we're going to do is probably just fill out the squad with like youth players maybe or something, just to fill up the numbers. And we got like, what? We got like 4 million to do that. So okay, we're going to do that real quick. All right, so the bench reserves has now been filled out. We know with youth players, it's not great, but it's all we can do right now. But okay, I think our team is ready now for season 4 here. Elizondo and Lerma being the 2 pickups. And I guess let's see if we can avoid relegation again, maybe finish higher than 12th this year. All right, so January comes around in season 4, and we are currently sitting in 7th place. Okay, so we're climbing the table here, and we are currently 8 points off a Champions League spot, I believe. So you know what? There's some progress being made right now. So stat-wise, Rodriguez is 8, Raimondo 8, Neymar 7 and 3, Fila 6 and 2. I mean, no one's going crazy scoring-wise. It's just pretty balanced for us. Overall-wise, man, Raimondo is 84 overall, so that's crazy growth from him. Rodriguez 82, Cardoso 81, Oduro 83, Lerma's grown to 76, so that's good to see. And so we could be looking at a top 10 finish this year for Venezia. I mean, that'd be a step in the right direction, a big step. So let's see if we can do it. All right, so end of season 4, we see that we are not in the top 8, sadly. So we did finish bottom half of the table, and we're going to finish in 12th place again, almost the same points. So I guess we had a rough, second half of the year, although we finished 20 points above relegation zone. So we are like by far safe. It's just, yeah, we're not quite there to finish top 8 in Serie A yet. Coppa Italia went to Napoli, then Champions League is going to go to Chelsea over Barcelona. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, after the start we had in January, that's a little disappointing. Stat wise, Neymar 13 goals, Raimondo 13, Fila 12, Rodriguez 8 and 2. I mean, these players are growing. Like, I like the growth in the team. It's just at some point we got to take the next step. Raimondo's 85 rated, Oduro 83, Rodriguez +3 83, Cardoso +3 82. Like, the growth looks good. Lerma +3 to 77. It's just, when are we gonna make that jump? And once again, does this team need a jolt signing to really allow us to make that jump too? I guess we'll see now in season 5. All right, so season 5 officially begins, and I feel like it's time to probably take a big swing in the transfer market for us, you know, a big sale. So in year 5, our budget is going to be about 31 million, which is definitely better than last year. But man, Antonio Raimondo, what is his value now? His value is now 89 million, and he's not scoring crazy, just his numbers are insane. I feel like it might be time to cash in on him, so I'm going to put him up for transfer and see if we can get, you know, the highest bid, because that could give us maybe like, you know, 90 million to spend this year. That make us our budget 120 million actually. I feel like that's exactly what this team needs right now, so we'll see if we can cash in. Now, first this year though, we need to sign Neymar to a new contract. He's 36 years old, but he's still kicking, man. Still hanging on to his overall 86 overall, so he's still playing well enough to be that high rated. And he has signed on for at least 3 more years at Venezia. Okay, so this might be the one. So Juventus want Raimondo, but honestly, I don't want to sell him to another Serie A club. I'd rather send him to PSG, who are offering 90 million for him. Let's see if we can get just a little bit more for Raimondo. So let's maybe go for like 105 million to PSG. You know, they might walk away from that, but I gotta try and get as much money as I can. So 105 million, and they're gonna counter with 92. Let's do 98 million. $98 million, and okay, they're gonna go 92.7. Come on, PSG, cough up the cash. Come on, give me money. 96.5 million, and they are going to, oh, they're gonna walk away. Are you serious? All right, so it looks like it's gonna be probably around like 92 million for Raimondo though, and it might be to a different club. We'll see. All right, so now Manchester City are offering for him. Now that's a club I would definitely sell him to, so let's try and be a little more cautious here. Let's go like 97.5 million counter offer, and Man City are going to want 90.6. You know what, 92 million. Let's do this. 92 million, and that's a deal. Okay, it went down to 88. Okay, hold up, bro. Am I not gonna get a deal here? Bro, these clubs are being so stingy right now. 90.5 million, and okay, finally a team accepts an offer for Raimondo. All right, this will be hopefully a club altering transfer if he accepts it. It's tough to lose him. He's been here since day 1, but it just feels like it's time. All right, so there it goes. Our second highest, you know, valued player, Antonio Raimondo. He is going to Manchester City for 90 million. Now that's going to fund a lot of transfer business this year for us. So that's going to boost our budget up to 119 million. All right, now we can do some serious damage, but we also have a big player to replace in the striker spot now. All right, so I think I've found our next Antonio Raimondo, and that's going to be Francesco Camarda at Chelsea. Now he's formerly AC Milan striker. Now I believe he's got like 87 potential around that. We can get him for maybe 15 million. So he's definitely not as good as Raimondo, obviously, but the potential might be even better than Raimondo. So let's try 14.5 million, and they're going to want a 2% sell clause. You know what? I can do that, Enzo Maresca. I can do that. So 14.5 million for our new striker. Now it is kind of a long play. We're going to hope for him to develop over a few years before he becomes, you know, as good as Raimondo again, but potential could really be insane. So Francesco Camarda is going to be now a Venezia player. That is our Raimondo replacement. We are putting faith in the young Italian striker here. All right, so I'd say now we definitely needed a midfielder to replace Cataldi, and then probably a center back. We got a lot of money to do it, so let's try and do it. All right, so let's go for a center back first. Now I think I have 2 maybe targets here. The first one being Benjamin Pavard at West Ham. Now he's 32 years old, but he's still 84 rated. His stats look so good. We can get him for maybe like 30 million. And also I was looking at Isak Hien here from Getafe. Now he's a bit younger, and he's kind of the same overall as Pavard. So if we could bring in both of them, that would bolster our defense so much. I'm gonna go for Pavard first. I think I'm gonna start with 29.5, see what West Ham say to that. They are going to, okay, they're gonna accept 29.5. Okay, that is for an 84 rated center back. That's a deal. We're doing it. That is an absolute steal. So Pavard is going to want 89,000 per week. I can do it. We have a new center back. That is a good pickup right there. That's a good budget pickup, and we're definitely not done. So I would like another center back, but I think we have to shift our focus to maybe that CDM spot to make sure we actually get a new CDM. So we're gonna go for a CDM next, and if we can, a new center back after. And our money is down to 65 million. So man, this might cut it close. Now at CDM, I'm looking at 2 players. I'm looking at Romeo Lavia and then also Arthur Vermeeren. Both these players would probably be locked in at CDM for the rest of this rebuild. Like, they are only 23, 24 years old, so young, so much potential. Now Vermeeren is a lot cheaper, although he does have, I feel like he has good potential like Lavia. So honestly, Vermeeren might be the move here. For around 45 million. We'll see. I think his contract is up in like maybe 6 months or maybe like 10 months actually. So maybe Leipzig will give him to us for a deal. Let's try 47.5 for Arthur Vermeeren. They're gonna want, okay, only a 7% salon clause. You know what? Oh man, it's tough. You know, we're doing it. We're doing it. That's a CDM for the future right there. Already 84 rated. He's gonna grow like crazy probably for us. He is going to lock down our midfield. Arthur Vermeeren, you are going to be a new Venezia player. That is a big signing. All right, so Vermeeren and Pavard both in. Now I think I would like a new center back, but I'm not sure we have enough money. I feel like Mokio is not quite ready to start yet. So if we could bring in someone, you know, just be a holdover for a year while Mokio could develop more, that might be the play. But we only have like, what was it? 17 million left. Actually 14 million. So yeah, that's not a lot here. Now I did see Nathan Ake is at Real Madrid, and he's only valued at maybe 17 million. We try like a swap deal here with someone maybe? Let's see. I mean, what if we did Elizondo plus like maybe 12 million? That might be enough to get the wages done. So let's see if Real Madrid are even interested. They are going to want just straight up 18 million for Ake. Man, if we just had a little bit more money, we could actually probably afford this. That sucks. And I can try younger players, see if they want that instead. They are going to still want 18 million. So yeah, we can't do this for now. We got to try to find a better player, a younger player, I guess. Unless I can find another center back who's pretty old and cheap. So let's see. Okay, I found a few here actually. So I found Milan Skriniar, who's, you know, he's 33 years old, but he would be cheaper than Ake. I also found John Stones and Mario Hermoso. So Stones 1 year older, so it kind of makes me scared. So I'd rather go for, I think, Skriniar or Hermoso. And they're both pretty similar. Hermoso's got a lot more pace though for his age. So I feel like he might be the better option. Let's see. So if we do Elizondo again, maybe 3 million, maybe like plus 7.5 for Mario Hermoso, they are going to want 13.5. Okay, they don't want Elizondo. Let's try 10.5. Can we get this down at all? Okay, 11.2. I think we can do that. 11.2, we can do that. And the wage is gonna be okay here. So we're getting an older but experienced center back pairing here with Pavard, Hermoso. You know, I'm really looking for like a top 10 finish this year. So hopefully these players can allow us to do that. Mario Hermoso is going to be a new Venezia player though. All right, so selling Armando allowed us to bring in all these players. I feel like that's probably a good window for us. You know, it's good value for the most part. Center back all 80 rated, Vermeeren in, then Camarda, you know, a lot of room to grow. So it was a tough choice, but we were able to improve our squad a lot. Now, is this a team that could finish top 10? I guess we're going to find out soon. All right, so January comes around. Now I'm seeing green top right, so hopefully that's not, you know, not teasing me, man. Are we going to see good things here in the midpoint of the year? We are going to be in 9th place. Okay, I mean, that's better, but hold up. We're actually only 3 points off a 3rd place spot, so that's actually pretty good. And we're 13 points above 12th, so we might actually see a top 10 finish this year and potentially get Venezia into Europe. That would be huge. All right, so midway point goal scored, Camarda 14. Okay, plus 3 already. Okay, the faith we put in Francesco Camarda has already paid off. He has 14 goals already. Fila has 13, Neymar 5 and 6 still. Doing his thing, holding on to the overall he has. Okay, so things look solid, man. Camarda, that was a big swing, and it looks like it's working out for us. So, you know, Vermeeren 86 rated already plus 2. Lerma's close to 80, Rodriguez 84. The team looks solid. You know, Pavard's holding on to his overall. Hermoso's -1, I think, but that's not too bad. Okay, there is some potential here for a special season for Venezia. Let's see if we can just finish strong though. Okay, so end of season 5 here, and we are going to finish in 9th place in Serie A. And after our start in January, I thought we might finish like top 6, but I think 9th is a much more realistic option for us. It's our best finish yet, but we still have ways to go to become a European team, I think. Coppa Italia is going to go to Napoli again. Champions League is going to go to Barcelona over Monaco. Now, stat-wise for us this year, Camarda scored 23 in Serie A. That's actually so good. He's +5 to 80 overall already. Man, that's going to be a pretty good investment. Vila 16, Neymar 13. You know, scoring numbers from Rodriguez and Lerma aren't great, 4 and 4, but they're growing though, so that's the good thing. So Hermoso has dropped. Pavard only has dropped -1 though, so that's pretty good. Vermeeren 87. All right, so definitely a lot more work to do though, but I feel like we're getting closer to that European spot maybe. I'm hoping next year could be the year we finally get this team in Europe. All right, so man, I'm losing count, but this is now the start of season 6. This has been a journey here so far. So year 6, I mean, overall wise, this team looks like they're ready to finish, you know, in a European spot, but I think the areas we need to improve on is definitely center back and then probably a new midfielder, because I feel like Caviglia is probably done growing. So he could be good for the bench and also Hermoso, but we need new starters in these 2 spots, I think. Everyone else is fine. And I'll say Neymar is still 85 rated, man. He's played well enough. He's now 37 years old. He's still hanging on to his stats, you know, still hanging on. And here in season 6, we have 43 million to spend, so it's not too much. Although we should take note, our budget actually every year is growing, so that's good to see. All right, so I think I know who my targets are now. At center back, we have to be kind of smart here. I think the best value right now might be bringing Vitor Rice back to Venezia, but on a permanent deal for maybe 30 million, or signing finally Isak Hien for 25 million. Now, Rice is like 7 years younger, so I think we're going to try him first. You know, this would be a young center back for the future. I think this year we can afford to do it. So I am thinking about offering Hans in a swap deal though, so let's try that. If we do like maybe 18 million plus Hans, you know, let's try 17. What do Man City say to that? This will be interesting. They are going to want, okay, they want Lerma. I'm not giving you Lerma though. Okay, let's try 27.5 million. Man City are going to want 33.3. Man, this is kind of steep actually. I'm not sure it's smart to do this. 32.5 million, I'll accept that, but man, that's a lot of money. Okay, let's go for Isak Hien next and see how much we can get for him. I'm going to start with like 23 million for him. They are going to want, okay, Lerma plus 8 million. Bro, I'm not giving you Lerma. Lerma is my player. Stop. 23 million for Hien, and they are going to want 28.7. I mean, honestly, it's pretty close to Rice, so at this point, you might as well just sign the younger player. Problem is, not going to leave a lot of money for a CDM signing. That's the issue here. You know, I think Rice would be good for us for the future, so I'm going to sign him up. Let's get a young center back in, kind of like Vermeer, and you know, he locks up a center back spot in this team for the future. I think it's worth it right now to spend that money, so we'll figure out the CDM spot in a minute. But okay, Vitor Rice played here for a year on loan, and now he's coming back as a permanent player. Welcome back to Venezia. All right, so I'd say the back three looks pretty solid now. Man, I want to upgrade this midfield spot. We just don't have a lot of money to do it though. That's the issue. We only have 5 million now, so yeah, that's gonna be tough. All right, so unfortunately at CDM, pretty much the only option I found, which is not too bad, it's bringing in Mark Roca as a free agent signing. Now he's 32, 7 overall, so he would be our second best CDM and would start over Hans probably. You know, not the most exciting pickup, you know, not the most earth shattering, but it will be an upgrade, so I feel like it's probably worth it to do. It's just not quite the upgrade I wanted to do. I mean, we have been strapped for cash for 6 years now. Other than the Raimondo deal, we have just been like searching for money. I think we're gonna bank on this year, you know, players growing, that allowing us to get, you know, a European spot. That's what we're banking on. So Mark Roca brought in, that's gonna be every last penny we have spent. So Roca and Rice brought in season 6, and I'm banking on players growing and carrying this team to a European spot, man. I'm banking on it. We shall see what this team can do. All right, so January 2nd, the top right doesn't give me that much hope here, honestly. We are going to be sitting in, okay, wait, 6th. So that rating was actually not really indicative of our season. Okay, 6th place, 32 points. No, I've seen this before. I got basically catfished before we finished 12th, but okay, 6th place spot. We're only 4 points off first. So this is really not too bad here. I like this. Now, stat-wise for us, going to be Rodriguez 10, Camarda 9, not too bad. Lerma 8, so he's scoring more. Fila 8. Bro, where is Neymar at? Oh, Neymar's played 19 games, hasn't scored 1 goal. Okay, our Neymar is starting to drop a little bit, man. That's kind of sad. Team rating wise, I feel like, oh man, Vermeeren's 89 rated. He's the highest player in the team now. That's pretty crazy. Rice hasn't grown yet, so man, that's a little sad. But Cardozo 86, Rodriguez 87, Lerma 81. Camarda's already going to 83, so he's growing like crazy. Bro, come on though. This team looks ready for some kind of European competition, the Conference League, Europa League, something. I am in desperate need for it, man. Desperate need. Let's see how we finish this season here in season 6. All right, so end of season 6, bro. This is taking so long. Can we finally get a European spot? We are gonna finish this year in, okay, hold up, we're in 3rd place. So we finish on 69 points and we're in 3rd in Serie A. Now it was really close actually. We were only 3 off 6, but okay, Venezia, we're in the Champions League now. Man, that is a huge jump. So 9th place all the way up to now 3rd. We're 20 points off the champions, but I'll take it. That is now Champions League football. Man, that's finally the jump we're looking for. Milan wins the Coppa Italia. Champions League is won by PSG. But that is the jump I've been looking for. Yes, man. So who did it for us this year? It was Camarda 22. He has been such a good signing so far. Fila has been so solid throughout the whole entire rebuild. 18. Rodriguez 14 and 6, his best year I think. Lerma 9 and 3, Neymar 5 and 7. Stats going down, but hey, I mean, he's led this team to a Champions League spot now. That's actually pretty insane. So the team looks pretty good. I'm kind of sad about Rice not growing. He's still 81, man. That looks like a bad investment if you ask me. Roca's gone down -2. That's sad, but everyone else is growing. Camarda 84, Lerma 83, Rodriguez 88. So man, Champions League, if we get a bunch of money in, we could sign maybe a new center back, a new CDM, and that might really put us in contention for something special. It just depends, like season 7, what's going to be our budget? All right, so season 7 begins. We're finally in the Champions League. We've taken a huge leap, but now how do we take this team even further? That's my question. Now, first though, budget this year is going to be 78 million. So that's a healthy budget for us. Very healthy. What is it? 30 million more than last year. So we got to look for a new CDM and probably a new center back. I think that's probably the main trouble spots. It's funny. Every year I'm searching for a new CDM center back. Everyone else is playing great. Everyone else looks great. It's just, that's been the problem in this team, at least overall wise. Okay, I think let's wrap up a new CDM here first. Now I'm looking at Romeo Lavia again. I wanted to bring him initially, but apparently his price tag has gone down to 45 million. So we could sign him up to be alongside Vermeeren. And I'm also looking at Ugarte here. He might be a little bit cheaper than Lavia, a little bit. So I'm looking at these two. Let's go for Lavia first, because if he's really available for like 45 million, that would be a steal. So let's maybe start with like 43.5. They are going to reply with 44.7 for Lavia and a 10% sell-on clause. You know what? I'm doing it. That is a deal right there. Maybe his contract expiring. I don't know why he's so cheap, but 26 years old, our midfield is gonna be locked down for the future now. And man, a Vermeeren, Neymar, and Lavia midfield, that's a really good pairing. That could be near like a title-winning midfield. So Lavia is signed up for basically just 45 million, and that is a steal of a deal. So midfield completely bolstered. Man, that looks really good actually. It's just now I'd like a center back to maybe replace Pavard. Pavard's probably going to start going down in overall. I think Rice is okay. I would just like add one more to these three to maybe like, you know, be a fourth choice, or maybe force one of them to be a fourth choice. So center back is next, and we have now 30 million to do it. So not that much, but I mean, it might be time to try to bring in Hean again, and he'd be close to 30 million though. So that's kind of tough actually. Abanez is worth 26. He'd be a little bit cheaper. And I mean, he does look pretty good too. Everyone else I'm looking at might be too expensive. Like a Kanji's good, but he's old. I want to go for someone a little bit younger who's not going to just go down an overall immediately. So I think I'm going to go in for Ibanez and see what we can do for him. So let's start with like 24 million to Atletico Madrid. They are going to want, they're going to want Hans. Now I don't want to give him Hans. He's good for the bench, so we're going to keep him. Let's try 25 million for Ibanez. 26.1 they reply with. You know what? I can do that. 26.1. You know, he's 31 years old, so he's not going to go down immediately. Should be good to not decrease an overall for at least another year. So this might be the budget signing to really, you know, make our defense that much stronger. So literally no money left, and Ibanez is going to accept the contract. Every last penny spent in this window. All right, so Ibanez will be good. He's not going to be an earth-shattering move. I think Lavia might be though, because you throw Lavia in there, and that just really makes our midfield that much better. And then center backs are reinforced. You know, Cardozo 87 rated. Like, players are growing still, so some players might hit 90 rated this season. Camarda might hit like 87. I got a good feeling about this team right now. This team could definitely do something here in season 7. Our bench though is so weak, so that's going to be an issue. But I mean, hey, the starting 11, if we stay healthy, we do look good. All right, so halfway through season 7, how are we doing in our first year in the Champions League? Let's see. So in Serie A, we're going to be sitting in 4th place. Okay, so we're kind of repeating last year. That's pretty good. You know, 2 points off 3rd, about 11 points off 1st and 2nd. I'm happy with that, honestly. We're not dropping off there. Now Champions League, we are going to be sitting in 2nd place. Okay, hold up. So 2 games left, and we have 13 points in 2nd place in the Champions League. Now that is surprising. I was not quite expecting that. All right, stat wise, it's going to be Fila with 10, Camarda 9, Lerma 8, Rodriguez 6, and Neymar's stats have truly dropped off, but he's still pushing, man. As captain, he's still pushing. Our numbers look balanced though. I like the scoring numbers. They're pretty balanced. Man, 2nd place in the Champions League though, that is actually pretty surprising. Now team wise, how do we look here? I would say we are looking pretty solid. I feel like Rice probably the starter now with Pavard, but I mean, Camarda 86, Fila 85, Neymar 83, Vermeeren is now 90, Rodriguez probably close to 92, Cardoso is close to 90. So honestly, this team is looking amazing. We might be actually like a fringe, you know, title challenger, fringe maybe Champions League challenger. And Camarda has really been like the turnaround signing the video though. Once we signed him and let go of Raimondo, that's where this team really turned it around, I think. All right, though, first year in the Champions League, we're gonna get to now the Champions League knockout stage, which honestly, it might be in the round of 16. We might be able to skip that playoff round. Okay, so we ended up actually finishing in 8th. So we dropped from 2nd all the way down to 8th, but we barely escaped the playoff round though, so I'm happy with that. So we go straight to the round of 16, and we are now facing Arsenal in our first ever Champions League knockout tie. I'm kind of curious, our team rating, we're a 5-star team, 82 attack, 84 mid, 83 defense, so we're pretty balanced, but nothing like too crazy. But we are a 5-star team though. Now Arsenal have some regens here, actually a lot of regens, Anthony Gordon there, but they're only a 4.5-star team, so we actually might beat Arsenal here. We're favorites maybe. So first leg, first ever Champions League knockout tie, and this is gonna be a 3-1 win. Okay, so Camarda, Jesus, and Yeboah score our 3 goals, and that's a 3-1 lead on Arsenal. All right, so second leg, I think, okay, Camarda has a red card. That's not good, but I think we might still have this. So second leg is gonna be a 1-0 win. Lerma scores, and okay, first year in the Champions League, we are through now to the Champions League quarterfinals. Hey man, this team is showing some right now. They're showing something. That's a big win. All right, so now is where it gets serious. We have Real Madrid in the quarterfinals now. So yeah, that is quite a Goliath matchup, I think, at least. So Real Madrid in season 7 have Mbappe, Vinny, Rodrigo still, Bellingham still. I mean, okay, 92 attack. Okay, yeah, this team is the real deal for us, or I should say a real test for us. I mean, all right, so first leg, it's gonna be in Madrid. It is gonna be a 1-1 draw. Okay, Fila Mbappe score. I'll take that, honestly. A draw in Madrid. Going back now to Italy, I will take that. So second leg in Italy, I saw Ibanez actually hurt, so Pavard comes in for Ibanez, but I mean, our team might actually have a chance here. Second leg in Venice is gonna be a 4-3 win versus Real Madrid. Are you kidding me? Camarda, Lerma, Fila, and then Lerma score to send us to the Champions League semis. Bro, we just took down a Real Madrid team that looked that good. Oh man, okay, this is looking special right now. That is probably the best win in Venezia's history. Okay, so now Champions League semifinals, it's gonna be Venezia versus Valencia. So Valencia, they took down Bayern on penalties. I mean, honestly, Valencia, I mean, I'd rather face them over Barca, Atletico Madrid, I think. I mean, what does their squad look like? I don't even know what year it is. Maybe 2030? I don't even know. So they still have Hugo Duro, Riquelme. I mean, okay, honestly, their team doesn't look good. They're a 4.5-star team, but we have the better team here. So we might be in a Champions League final in year 7, man. If our team could just get it done here, man, just get it done. First leg is going to be a 4-0 win. Bro, Vermeeren, Camarda, Cardoso, and Yeboah. And that is maybe 1 foot door in the Champions League final. Man, that is insane. In year 7, our first year in the Champions League, are we actually going to be in a Champions League final? I mean, 4-0 up, there's no way we lose a 4-0 lead, right? There's no way. If we lost this, I might actually cry, bro. I literally might cry. So second leg in Italy. Okay, Fila's out with the red card. That's not good. But second leg is going to be, oh, bro, they almost made a comeback. They got so close. Okay, It's a 3-1 defeat, but 5 through an aggregate. That's going to be enough to beat Valencia. And we are into a Champions League final in season 7. Man, I can't believe they made a comeback though. That could have been so bad. All right, though, it is going to be a Champions League final, Atletico Madrid versus Venezia. 2031 final, man. So it's taken so long, but we are finally in a Champions League final. All right, though, Syria is going to finish, and we're going to finish in 2nd place. Okay, we're 4 points off Juve for the title, but man, a 2nd place finish, I will take that. That's a great year for us in the league, too. Coppa Italia went to Juve, so we didn't win any domestic cup, but I can't believe it. This team is in a Champions League final, and it's more so funny. We're here before Neymar actually retires. Neymar scored 1 goal all season long, but he's still here. He's still not retiring, actually. But stats this year, Camarda, 29, Fila, 20, Rodriguez, 16, 11, Lerma, 14, and 5, Yeboah, 10, and 3. I think he probably played for Neymar here and there, but man, Fila's been the most consistent player throughout the whole rebuild. He's been here since day 1, like a true club legend. But Camarda, that signing changed our team so much. What do we pay for him? About like 14 million? He's now worth 131 million actually now, man. We just made like 120 million profit at least on him. That's insane. And also Rodriguez, Cardoso, these guys have grown to 90. What do we sign them in season 2? Like, they have grown so much. All right, though, I'd say this team is ready for a Champions League final. I mean, is this look like a Champions League winning team? Honestly, you see players like Vermeeren, Cardoso, Rodriguez, Lavia, Camarda, Fila. That top 2 looks so good. I think we could actually win this Champions League final. I think we can. Our bench is so horrible, but you know what? The starters, they got it done to get us here. And now it is Champions League final time. Let's see Atletico Madrid's team. So they have Gyökeres, Locatelli, Stroikens in the middle, Pedro Lima. I mean, their team looks good, but it's not as good as I thought it would be. It's really well balanced though. All right, though. So Champions League final, we are 1 win away from making this team the best team in the world and completing a historic rebuild. Man, what makes it so special is that Neymar is leading out Venezia to this Champions League final. Like, that is just so poetic. He's been here since day 1 of the rebuild for 7 years now. You know, he's a legend. He's an icon in Venice. He kicked off this rebuild. Now he's captaining the side in a Champions League final. That is just insane. Look at that. We got the black and orange ribbons on the right side of the Champions League trophy. We are ready. Can we take home the crown as being the best team in the world now? Fila is going to get us kicked off in this final. And these players are so insane. I'm kind of curious how all these players feel actually in game. Now, Atletico Madrid, though, good first attack. Okay, we just fouled that guy. Araujo, what a touch. And that's going to be a chance immediately. Okay, that finish was terrible. Aduro makes the save. All right, that's a warning sign, though. Corner by Locatelli. That's going to be, okay, Fila goes for it. No one else does. Neymar, clearance is not great. Okay, Fila, another clearance. What is this? Okay, Oduro's gonna catch it. That was a little awkward, a little bit. All right, to be honest, it's a lot of Atletico Madrid possession to start this, and it's making me a little nervous. Oduro makes another save right there, and I've not even had one attack yet. Araujo into Carlos. Now we need a tackle there. It's gonna be a tackle on Camarda. Okay, from Camarda. But then he gets tackled. Okay, finally we get it out. Lavia is going to push this forward. Camarda into Fila. These two have been strike partners for what, 4 years now? There's got to be some chemistry here. Fila into Francesco Camarda, and that's gonna be the first goal of the Champions League final. The man that changed this rebuild scores first. And man, we scored our first attack. Okay, they had the first like 20 minutes, but a simple through ball from Fila puts Camarda in, timed perfectly, and that is a nice little finish. All right, that is definitely probably against the run of play, but I'll take it. Atletico Madrid looking for something. Gyökeres, Ibanez, good tackle there. All right, Lerma into Camarda. Camarda's gonna get it to Neymar. Neymar, he's what, 38 years old, 39? The clock is ticking. Now Rodriguez over to Camarda, first time shot. It's going to be slightly off. Now Rodriguez has space here. You know what, Rodriguez? He's going to shoot that, and oh, it looked good, but Oblak makes the save. Okay, we're getting more possession, so that's a good sign at least. You know, Atletico Madrid have cooled down their attack as Vermeeren. Good tackle there. He's going to drive this forward. Going to look for, oh, Camarda was right there for a free goal, man. He was right there again. Now Gyökeres, Cardoso just kind of gets blown by. That's not a good sign. Bro, he's looking for a shot here. Shot, and it's going to be Atletico Madrid to tie this up in the 43rd minute. And that was a good first time shot there. Okay, it's tied up. I feel like they probably deserve that, honestly. Lavia still is at halftime. That is going to be maybe one more chance for us. Camarda. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. The ref actually blows the whistle there. All right, halftime Champions League final. It is currently 1-1. Come on, we can't lose this after 7 years. I cannot lose this, man. Oh, it's gonna be Gyökeres. Come on, boys, defend. Defend. Blocking the pass, and okay, that shot is gonna go wide. That is some good team defending right there. Lavia over to Vermeeren. Vermeeren gonna play it to Camarda, over to Fila. Through to Rodriguez. Rodriguez, no, that was actually meant for Neymar and not back to Fila, man. Okay, Vitor Rice, good tackle there. Now Fila, oh, Camarda was in, bro. That just got blocked. All right, there's space opening up though. Lavia over to Vermeeren. Vermeeren, Camarda's on the right side there. Needs help though. Neymar, swing this around. Swing it around. It's nice. It's going to be Fila. Gonna play the pass there, but we're going to be patient. Camarda over to Neymar. Neymar shot in a Champions League final, and Neymar scores. 60th minute, Neymar gives Venezia a 2-1 lead. Can you believe it? Bro, this could be the final game of his career, and he just gave us a 2-1 lead. The captain of Venezia, man, what a goal that is. Okay, 2-1. 30 minutes left. And we gotta score another one. That's not gonna be enough to win it, I don't think. We gotta score another. Vermeeren, good tackle there. Camarda over to Fila. Fila, no, whoa, that's not where I wanted that to go to Neymar, man. I wanted that at his feet. Okay, defense, sharpen up, please. Sharpen up. Lavia, good tackle there. Rodriguez, good block, actually. Now Fila into Neymar. Neymar has got Camarda. Now, is that gonna reach him? Camarda, what a touch, man. Oh, man, he almost brought that down. All right, Neymar's gonna turn here. Gonna stop. Neymar. Chance for a long shot. Oh, man, he was seeing glory. Man, he was seeing, okay, slow this down. Vermeeren. Get it back to Cardoso. That could have been so bad, bro. I didn't realize they have 2 strikers still up top here. Man, I don't like this. Stroikins running here. Now that's going to be brought in. It's going to be out by Ibanez. Now, please get that. Oh, no, it's going to fall. Shot. It's going to go wide. Thankfully, we have 10 minutes left here. Yeah, that one made me a little nervous, a little bit. Now over to Lavia. Lavia to Rodriguez. Rodriguez in a turn here. Neymar running down the middle. Neymar Jr. is going to shoot, and he's going to score the goal to maybe win Venezia the Champions League final. Are you kidding me? Bro, he is by far the worst feeling player in this team, like on the pitch, but he has just come up and scored 2 huge goals in maybe the last game of his career to give Venezia the Champions League final. What have I seen here? Bro, he is so slow. He's so sluggish, but all these great players around him, and he's the one that scored 2. Is that going to be it? Lavia, good tackle there. Back to Vermeeren. Vermeeren's going to get it to Camarda, to Fila. Fila's going to turn. Camarda gets it out to Lerma. Now Lerma is gonna cross this in. Fila's there for it. Fila header. Oh, it's gonna go to All Black. You gotta be kidding me. I think that's gonna be it though. They got 10 seconds left. That is gonna be full time. In 7 years, we have turned Venezia into Champions League winners. And now the best team in the world, led by Neymar Jr. scoring 2 goals in the Champions League final. I can't believe it. Bro, he literally had maybe 3 good chances the whole game and he took 2 of them. That is the experience and quality of Neymar, even though he's 38, 39. Man, what a way to end this rebuild though. That is poetic. Been here since day 1 and is now going to be the one to lift that trophy for Venezia. And that is a poetic finish for Neymar. He probably retires after this, retires a legend. But man, Venezia are now crowned the best team in the world. That is a poetic ending to this rebuild, and I would say that's job complete for us. I really feel like selling Armando is what sparked this team to make that leap forward. So it was a sacrifice that paid out in the end. But okay, drop a like if you enjoyed this rebuild. This was definitely a long one. And now next up, if you want to watch me try to save Southampton from relegation, then click on screen to watch that video.